I'll stand up, you bastard. Maybe not. Ugh. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Arr. Hello, hello, hello. Greeting, welcome, salutation, one and all. You know when you have a week off and then you're looking forward to going back to work just to have a rest? Yeah, that's been me this week. What was supposed to be a restful, relaxing week, I ended up doing a lot more than I anticipated to start with. Not all bad though. Yeah, definitely had worse weeks off. Weather didn't help matters. Start of the week was nice. As the week got on, it just got hotter and hotter and nastier and nastier. So, yeah. Yeah, we've been back up over 30 degrees again, and yes, I'm aware my hair is doing weird stuffs. Howdy, Sammy. Getting ready to do the DPing, but the dog just threw up. Nice. I've been doing DPing as well this week. Different kind of DPing. Diamond painting. I don't quite why they call it that. I have no idea because there's no diamonds and there's no painting. But anyway, give Doggo a scratch behind the ears and a fuss to help feel better. Oh dear. Nom, 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 nom. Oh, energy drink and mint is not a good combination. Oh, pardon me, both ends. So yeah, what we've been up to this week. Started out normal, sensible. Still split the water changes up between the 2 days. Proud owner of a sawhorse. It's not used for its intended purposes. Yeah. I mean, normally if you've got a sawhorse, you put it down. A bit dark with this early in the stream, but never mind. Yeah, so split the water changes over Monday, Tuesday, plenty of time in the cave, all going well. Tuesday I decided I'm going to clean my bike and I'm going to tighten up those rear wheel bearings because they're getting a bit wobbly. There's a bit of a wobble in the rear wheel. Just the bearings need a quick tighten up. Yeah, no, they didn't. Bearings didn't need tightening. Rear axle needed replacing because it had snapped. Definitely not a sudden ping and gone. Something that's probably been going for a while, I would guess, because I didn't feel it go. Normally, if something like that happens, you're going to feel it. I just realised I've got to change my glasses as well. Yes, I'm old. Oof. These are my old glasses. I can lay down and watch TV in these glasses. Because I can't lay down and watch TV in these glasses. Because these ones are varifocals, and if I try looking out the bottom of the lens, my focal length is about that far. Whenever I touch my brakes to try and adjust them, I end up screwing up worse because I don't know anything about bicycle brakes. Yeah, it's a weird one bike brakes. They're because you've got so many points of adjustability that it's knowing which one needs adjusting. So you've got the two little screws either side on the calipers, which adjust how far the calipers go in or out from the wheel. Then you got the bolt for the brake cable, which adjusts again how far in or out they are. And then up the front, you've got the thumb turn adjuster, which also adjusts it. Yeah. It's one of those things where, yeah, I had the same thing. And then one day it just clicked. And I was like, oh, that worked. Now my brake is awesome. And then you got the springs as well. You can bend them or whatever to make them stiffer. It's, yeah. I miss the old unadjustable brakes where everything was just metal rods. Yeah, nowadays they have disc brakes on them as well, so they're even more confusing. Well, I mean, technically not, but hydraulic disc brakes on a bike, do you really need that much stopping power? Maybe on a mountain bike I can understand it, because the brake won't get as, you know, the wheel rim gets muddy. If the brakes aren't on the wheel rim, then the wheel rim being muddy won't affect the braking. But for road use, if you honk on the brake and you can lock the tyre up, you've got more than enough braking power. The rest of it is experience and practice as to how far you move that lever or that lever. And if they're the same way around as they are in the UK, rear brake, front brake, start applying the rear brake before you apply the front brake. But you do put more pressure on the front brake. Because, yeah, the reason why motorcycles have big front brakes with usually a disc either side and then dinky little back brakes is you don't do a lot of your braking with the back wheel on a bike. Because as soon as you hit the brakes, all the weight transfers to the front. It's the same with cars. The front brakes on cars are always stronger than the rear brakes. Might not be bigger, but they've probably got more pots in the caliper, which gives it more clamping force, or just bigger calipers. But yeah, bike brakes, confusing. Gears too, yeah, adjusting. You've got so many different adjustments. But the main one is, well, the main ones are top and bottom screw, smoking a pipe like a distinguished gentleman. Well, I've got to at least pretend at some point, haven't I? I've never been distinguished, or I tried to be gentlemanly, but usually fail dismally. And I'm not sure what that camera's trying to focus on because it ain't me. Never mind. Yeah, well, the thing is, pipe tobacco is like half the price of rolling tobacco, which is about a third of the price of. Well, it's about a fifth of the price of smoking ready-made cigarettes. So yeah, due to the unique way we pay tax on cigarettes and tobacco in the UK. Maybe if we turn the light on, it might help. Are you going to focus now? Yeah, kind of. But yeah, that's generally it. Plus, you can pick up a pipe, go have a few puffs, and put it back down again, and it just goes out, and then you can come back to it at any time. You don't sort of have to smoke the whole thing. I generally do, but well, I'll break. Usually, I'm a bit different when I'm streaming, and you can point as well with a pipe. You can point at things without getting accused of pointing at things. It's a lot less aggressive a way of pointing. Very British, I know. Yeah, where was I? Yeah, if I'm just like sitting watching something on, I won't say TV, on YouTube, on my TV, then yeah, I'll have a few puffs, pop it in the pipe rest. And when I fancy a few more puffs, have a few more puffs. It can last me a couple of hours, during which time I'd have probably smoked 4 roll-ups, if not more, depending on what I'm watching and how interesting it is. I mean, this week I've mostly been watching this year's 24 Hours of Le Mans. I think I've got 5 hours left to go. But yeah, it was dry and sunny all the way through, so there wasn't too much carnage. Not a lot of safety cars and slow zones and full course yellows, so I won't say it was uneventful. It was very eventful, but not the usual chaos that ensues when it starts raining partway through. But yeah, so got the bike fixed. So that basically took most of Tuesday. Pardon me. Wednesday, I was going to go up to Norwich and get a new phone. Deli, darling, how the devil are you? But because of how Tuesday went, I figured, F it, I'm going to have a quiet day Wednesday. I didn't really do much. I didn't really do much. Lots of time in the man cave. Thursday, I went up to Norwich. Turns out I still suffer with anxiety, and the simple act of getting on a bus and going into Norwich triggered that. So that was fun. Fish are fishy. Everything's good fishy wise at the moment. No chaos or carnage to report. No, Doug's just planking. The joys of anxiety. Because with me, the anxiety, it triggers off the IBS. So that was fun. Anyway, that happened. Got to the bus stop just in time to watch the bus pulling away. So I was like, right, I've got to wait another half an hour. Hang about, get up to Norwich, straight to the toilet again. Go into the phone shop. And it was like, yeah. Also didn't help, it was like over 30 degrees. 2 hours I was in the phone shop. Not because they were busy or they were a bunch of imbeciles, because they weren't. Mostly because my old phone was that old, it didn't want to talk very well with the new phone. So everything had to be done the long-winded way rather than just connect the cable and it does it all automatically. But yeah, so I've got a new phone. If anyone's interested, Samsung A26 5 gig 256 or 5G, sorry, 256 gig. So we're going to help you. I know more about phones and people working in phone stores. Probably, but it's all sorted now and it works. Does all the things. If my messages don't make sense, it's because I'm American. Start streaming from that, it's better than the computer. Yeah, possible. Then I've got to figure out a way of standing it up and blah, blah, blah. Although now the cave is tidy and sorted, I could stream from there rather than in front of the fish tanks. And plus, that's the main reason I got the computer, so I could still stream. And yeah, I do just use my phone as a phone. It's not a handheld portable computer to me. That's what my tablet's for. Also a Samsung. So yeah, got that. As I say, I was in there 2 hours. Needed a pee on the way out, so straight to the loo, came out of the loo, walked towards the bus station, or just to see the bus pull away again. Right. Well, I've got half hour to kill then, so I'll go pop into the hobby store. That was a bust. There's been obviously quite a few changes going on around there lately, because it's a quarter of the size it was, hasn't got anywhere near the stock that it had, and yeah, didn't have anything I wanted or that I was willing to pay that much for. Let's put it that way. So got back, got on the bus, came home, collapsed. Yeah, that was Thursday. And Friday, what did I do? Yeah, Friday I had a do very little kind of day, in theory, but I ended up doing quite a bit. Chores and shopping and all that kind of thing. Whole heap of containers of stock bound for wherever it ended up in the ocean. Stocks yeah. Yeah, that happens every so often. Happened off the south coast of England a while back, and the containers washed up on the beach and got raided and emptied. Yeah. People were just walking around with brand new BMW motorcycles. Yeah, all the political stuff. Yes, the giant orange toddler throwing his toys out the pram, you mean? They won't give me exactly what I want. They're horrible to deal with. They want stuff from me as well. That's not how you're supposed to make a deal. You're supposed to just bow and give me everything I want. Yeah. And he's finding out now that, because he's also a narcissist and can't admit he's up, yeah, he's now having to go through with these things, because to not do so would show weakness. Dude, you are weak. I mean, he thought Japan had tariffs on American cars going into Japan, and that's why they don't sell very well over there. Nothing to do with the fact that they're all massive monstrosities that drink petrol like a Brit on holiday drinking Stella. Yeah, they're just too big, too expensive, and too poorly made for the Japanese. Why would you import something from GM, Ford, or whoever when you live in the country that makes flipping Hondas, Toyotas, Subarus? You know, you live in the country that makes some of the most reliable car brands on the planet, and they're designed for your roads. You can get caught with his finger in underage pie. Well, yeah, that's why he's hiding the Epstein list, because he's on it, allegedly. I know what he's like with lawyers, so I'm going to say allegedly. But if I call him a big orange moron, then he's got to prove in court that he's not a big orange moron. And that is the thing. It is just going to be a list of the rich and powerful. Much like Operation U-Tree was in the UK. But that one is going to bring down a lot of people. The fact that Ghislaine Maxwell hasn't randomly turned up dead in jail yet isn't quite a surprise. Although that might be because she's not in an American jail. Yeah, exactly. That's what you'd think, isn't it? Something like that. They, like Epstein himself, they kind of managed to commit suicide in suspicious circumstances in jail. Oh, sorry, I'm not allowed to say the S word, am I? Um, Slewer slide, self unalive, whatever the heck the latest one is they're saying these days. Yeah, he threw money. Yeah, the thing is, what would probably be is the money he threw at it to make it go away was probably taxpayers' money. One is he ain't got none. I mean, he's managed to bankrupt himself, what, half a dozen times, so it's only a matter of time before he manages to bankrupt an entire country as well. But anyway, enough about El Trumple Thin Skin. Um, so, yes, Friday was chill out day, although I did get a bunch of chores done and started a new hobby. Um, Another crafting type hobby. Then yesterday was finish the chores off and do more cave time. And today has been the usual Sunday. Somewhere around here, I've actually got the Ladybird book of Donald Trump. And the fact that they've not been sued for what it says in there, the back garden is looking spiffy, thank you. The video I uploaded yesterday showed how it looked on Thursday. Yeah, because that was another thing. I went to Ladybird. No, well, you might not have them. Ladybird do like children's books, you know, like the Jack and Jill kind of simple, learn to read kind of books. I think I know where it is. Let me just have a quick look. Oh, this is awesome. Yes, they put an orange on the cover. So I shall read and quote directly from the book. Author of Scrooge McDuck. Oh, the authors of the book. It says authors of Scrooge McDuck, The Art of the Deal. The United States of America is the most powerful country in the world, and its president is the most powerful person in the world. Anyone can grow up to become president. Or they can become president first and think about growing up later. Donald has very big hands, the best hands. Donald measures his hands, they're still very, very big, getting bigger every day. Donald has called an important meeting. This is with all his closest work colleagues who are not in prison. Here they both are. Nelbert the gnome works in the factory where Donald's hair is made. He earns $3 an hour bonding biphenyl polyethylevinyl strands to a polythene tri-weave cranial mat, which attaches to the existing hair using an acrylic adhesive. Nelbert has chemical lung damage, but is worth it to achieve such a natural look. There is Nelbert making Donald's wig. But yeah. Like anyone with good taste, Donald likes things that are completely covered in gold. This is his new chest freezer. It's full of hamburgers. The hamburgers are not covered in gold, but when someone finds a way of doing that, those will be the hamburgers that Donald buys. But yeah, it's basically... This is probably the most apt one. People are saying I'm the best president ever, says Donald. People are saying I'm very, very intelligent, says Donald. People are saying my approval ratings are the highest ever, says Donald. All these people are Donald. America is great again. Donald has built a wall, so only Americans can enjoy how great America is. Old black and white photographs where Americans appear to have come into America from other countries are fake news. But yeah, so they do a series of them. So there's Donald Trump, Idi Amin, Benito Mussolini, Nero, President Business, Skeletor. You know the one on there I'd probably trust the most? Between Mussolini and Skeletor. But yeah. Mary got it for me for a joke and I love it. But yeah, so I mean, someone involved with him at some point must be aware of that book's existence. So the fact that there's not been any kind of lawsuit that I've heard of, is probably because he can't actually prove that those things aren't true. And also, comic license is a thing. It's obviously meant to be a joke. I mean, it's thinly veiled. I mean, there's one thing Mussolini did that Donald can't do. made the trains run on time, which isn't actually true. He made a train run on time. But that's because Italy has a modern train network. Italy, one of the poorer countries in Europe, has a full modern train network. America, the most powerful country and richest country on the planet, does not. Let's spend money on making our country better. Let's spend money on imposing our will on other countries with a whacking great military. It's like he's trying to recreate the British Empire, but about a century and a half too late. All right, Holy Roman. Except if there's anything he ain't. He ain't a Catholic. Hell, he's not even a Christian. Yeah. Too obvious. I was thinking more Galactic Empire from Star Wars. Think of him as Emperor Palpatine. Yeah, he wants to be Pope. Something tells me he's not going to qualify to be Pope. The only qualification he's got is his age. He's old enough to be a Pope. Did you know the verb grok means to understand something intuitively or by empathy? I think somewhere deep down I did. To grok. I think it was somewhere in there. There's so much random information in my brain, I forget what most of it is most of the time. Until it comes up and I'm like, oh yeah, I know that. Usually when someone asks a completely random question about something, I'm like, oh yeah, it's such and such, looking at me like, how the hell do you know that? Like when I explained to my colleague that L and R on tampons does not mean left and right, it means light and regular. That means gaslight is Mecha Hitler. With his lifts in his shoes that are too big for him. Because he's, mind you, I can't really knock him on that because I wear shoes that are too big for me as well. But I don't look like Krusty the Clown with his teeny tiny feet. Anyway, so we got a few. So yes, what I've been working on this week in the cave, because as I say, I'll spend quite a bit of time in there this week. One of them I don't have because I gave it to Mary. So you'll see in the next video I've got, which is a video from the cave, a little paper model of the La Sagrada Familia, Barcelona Cathedral. I have got a full-size model of it on order. Then I finished off the Messerschmitt BF 109, the Fallen Angel I've been painting, and Saturn V. Turn off my phone, put it in my pocket. There's a lot of people at the dog park and I want to be that. Don't want to be that guy. Yep, exactly. No one wants to be that dude. You never know. You might actually meet a human female. But because I don't really want to be picking these things up, and you can see them in the video as well. Hint, hint, when I upload it, probably this Friday. Oh. And yes, cable's getting all wrapped up and tangled up. Let's go this away. I'll have more play on the cable that way. So yes, we have a rather large Saturn V rocket and launch pad. Stands about 2 foot tall. And that is all paper. And we have the BF-109, the messy shit. And the one I'm actually most proud of, the Fallen Angel. Can I get any closer? Kind of, but it's not going to focus anyway. There we go. So that's that. And the other thing I've been working on, as I say, is my first diamond painting. So I was kind of hoping Marit would have been here because I know she does them as well. There we go. Why they call them diamond paintings, I have no idea, because they're not diamonds, they're not painting. It's basically small resin or acrylic, which is what diamond painters call them. Well, these are resin beads, these are acrylic beads, drills or whatever they want to call them. The resin is acrylic. Just so you know, they're the same thing. Yeah, so I've been working on that. It's basically just picking up individual beads with a wax pencil and placing them on a sticky background. Think paint by numbers, but with beads, if you've not done it before. I'm enjoying it. It's nice and relaxing and simple, and you can turn your brain off. I like some of the modelling I've been doing lately, because paper modelling is new to me, so I was having to think about what I'm doing. Plastic kits I've been building haven't been, well, the Messerschmitt went together like a dream, but paint job on it is quite tricky. Being splinter camo with mottle. And then I'm working on the Cougar 6x6 M-Wrap, which is full interior. And then painting the figures, I still have to think about what I'm doing. Yeah, shade blindness. Great fun when you're trying to shade and highlight a figure. You can't tell the difference between the colours by looking at them. Yeah, you have to go, well, I know I've added white to that, so I know it's lighter than it was. Can't tell how much lighter. Yeah, makes things interesting. Yeah, so just sitting there sticking those to the canvases, just turn the brain off and you just sit there going, it is a little more interesting than that. But, and the canvas is a 40 by 50, no, is it 40 by 50? No, 30 by 40, sorry. And it's Marilyn Monroe sat in a chair. Yes. But so I was just on Amazon because I needed a case for the new phone. This is a Kuaf case, or I read it and it says Queef case to me, but there we go. Yeah, so I got that while I was on Amazon. Oh, Prime Day. Ooh. So yeah, it was $2.99 for the diamond painting, and it came with everything. So if I'd have tried it and I'd have got half hour in and thought this sucks, I hate this, no big loss. But I enjoyed it. So I ordered another one of Floyd Anson, obviously. Does seem to be a mostly female hobby, because of all the various dozens and dozens of YouTube channels that I've found. I think Zach is in the back garden. I keep seeing something white moving around. Yeah, so there's dozens and dozens of channels on diamond painting. I found 2 which were male. One of them was obviously very, very gay. So it does seem to be a mostly female thing. I'm not complaining. You know, again, like with the figures, if I want to stare at something for hours on end, I'd rather be an attractive woman than a burly man. Yeah, so yeah, there's thousands and thousands of different images that you can do. Again, target audience, or because most of the people who do them are women, the images tend to be more aimed that way. However, you can get custom ones done where basically you just upload the picture and they print it onto the canvas, put the glue on, grid it, kit it, and send you it with everything you need to put it together. And it's not that much more expensive than a off-the-shelf one. So might have to be playing about with some AI art, or just downloading some interesting photos from the internet. Especially if I get it through Temu or AliExpress, because let's be honest, we know how much they care about copyright. Although again, it's quite amusing having watched some of the videos where comparing this name brand version with the Temu version. And they're trying desperately to find all these reasons why the name brand one is better. And you're looking at it going, it's identical. The things you're finding that make it better are completely pointless. It's just, yes, it's in a more expensive and prettier looking box. That doesn't affect what's in it. It just means the box looks prettier on the shelf in the shop. And if things not designed to be put on a shelf in a shop, it doesn't need to be pretty. Because it doesn't have that, ooh, buy me kind of look. Did get a couple of picture frames as well today for said ones I've already ordered. Or the one I've got and the one I've ordered. But yeah, so I'm thinking at some point there's probably going to be a Christina Hendricks one. I mean, there already are Cthulhu ones, so that's not a problem. I'm going to have to create one of them. But they're all extremely safe for work as well. Again, because aimed at a female audience. So you can buy the ones of hot guys, basically naked, or anime girls. And yeah, I'm not on the Epstein list. That's my kind of view on that. Why do all the characters in anime look like schoolgirls? Yeah, yeah. But probably best steer away from that subject. Anyway, so yes, I'll probably be getting a few custom ones done. Obviously, they're going to take a while to get here. I mean, generally, stuff from Temu or AliExpress does take a while anyway, usually a couple of weeks. But you don't mind waiting a little bit longer when it's like less than a quarter of the price. Especially if you order it ahead of time. Anyone who orders something from one of the Chinese distributors and needs it by a certain day and they've ordered it late, that's their fault. If you need it tomorrow, order it from Amazon. Pardon me, or just go out and buy the damn thing. And pay the full recommended retail price. Yeah, anyway, so I'm enjoying diamond painting. Never thought I would, but here I am. Actually kind of itching to get back to it because I've not really done much today. I think I did about half an hour this morning, and that's it. And phone's pinging and beeping away. Again, that's probably Temu or AliExpress orders. I have got an AliExpress order that should be here in the next couple of days, which is 3 resin figures. And each one of them would retail in the UK probably 40-45 quid. I think I paid about 12. And yes, I know one of them is completely NSFW, but gotta let a guy have a perv occasionally. One of them might or might not be. I'm not entirely sure which one I ordered. And that one's the Abishuto from NCIS. There's a version, because it's her stood in front of the lab table with all the little vials and lab type stuff on it. There's a version of her that's topless, and then there's a version of her where she's just wearing the lab coat. I think I went for the fully clothed option, but I'm not entirely sure. And then I think I've got 3 or 4 orders. And I've got another order from AliExpress coming at some point. And another 3 or 4 from Temu. And I'm going to be putting together one with diamond paintings fairly shortly. Maybe this evening, maybe tomorrow. Actually, probably Wednesday. Then I've got a bit of time. Because there's a lot of scrolling to be doing. So what else have I been up to this week? So yeah, there's a fair chunk of stuff done. I didn't get around to washing the bike in the end, but that can wait till this week. It's not going to make much difference 1 week later. Again, because I just didn't want to be stood outside in like direct sunlight and 30-odd degrees. It's just no. No, I'm going to stay out of the sun. Thank you very much. Yeah. Keeps clouding over like it's going to rain, but it hasn't actually rained yet. We'll get there. They're saying there's a possibility of some overnight, which would make sense because I'm going to have water that I can put on the garden from the water changes, which will mean it's going to rain. If I didn't have water to put on the garden, it wouldn't rain. And I've got 19 2-litre bottles of fish tank water sat there looking at me. I can't see anything swimming around in it. I don't think I've got any fry or shrimp in there, but you never know. It's going to happen one of these days. The times that I've had baby fish and shrimp go down the drain anyway. But yeah, I can guarantee there's going to be something alive in one of them. Some fish do seem to be more slidal than others. Mm. What else? What else we got? We can waffle about a bit. Oh, done well. Nearly. Yeah, just over 51 minutes and not run out of stuff to talk about yet. Wow. What else is there? Yeah, I think that's about it now. I've pretty much run out, so someone please have something to talk about. Yeah, so basically, I'm also wondering if I did a video on diamond painting, whether it would get any views. Or whether that kind of community is ready for someone like me to come barging in. Probably not. Might have to be done. You never know. Maybe do an unboxing when I get the one of Floor Jansen. Ugh. That is a bit of a smaller one. That's 20 by 15. So what's that? Oh god, 6 by 8, something like that. I just wanted to try one, see what it was like, and if it's any good, then I'll order a bigger one. Perhaps a custom one because I've got quite a few good pictures of her. The one I use as the background wallpaper for my phone would be quite nice. Or something, and then, but it's kind of thing. It's just a nice way to just sit and chill. And again, like the cardboard or paper models, cheap as well, providing you don't go for the name brand versions, which are the same. Yeah, it's that whole snobbishness in hobbies that you get or crafts. If you and I've been guilty of it myself. I'll hold my hand up. I've been guilty of hobby snobbery. Um, or usually with good reason. Like knocking airfix because of their engineering and their panel lines that you could fly an X-wing down. Knocking Humbrol because basically all their products are stonkingly awful. Oh, but the acrylic paint's really good. You just got to do this, and this. I mean, yeah, but if I get this brand, I just got to pour it out the bottle and I can use it. I don't need to add retarder and thinner and anti whatever, probably anti foaming agent or something. You just thin it with future floor polish. What? Use a acrylic paint thinner, might work better, and also not make it glossy. Because gloss paints are awful for showing brush marks. And, I mean, if you're a semi-decent figure painter, you shouldn't get brush marks in your paint anyway if you apply it properly. But yeah, so there's that day that it occurs to you that a lot of the things you're buying are exactly the same as the knockoff brand. It's not the knockoff brand. It's the exact same thing, just in a less pretty box with a different label on it. That's pretty much it. So much like the Zacro air pumps, which there were two twin outlet air pumps running just behind me. The noise you can hear, that buzzing sound, is not the air pumps. I mean, there's the bubble, but the bubbles from the air pumps, but the noise you can hear is that filter, I think. Yeah, because it's probably just about blocked. It's been a week. It's got 150 bristle noses ish in there, and they're of saleable size, so plus a healthy population of snails. It's probably just full of poop. Let's be honest. Yeah, teeth are getting worse. Oh yeah, yeah. That's the rear axle for my bike. Those two bits should be attached together. There should be one long bit of metal, not two separate bits. And yes, it's snapped on the drive side as well, which is what caused the wobble. Yeah. All right, camera's not going to focus on it, but you can see it didn't go straight snap. It gradually spun itself into two. But problem solved now. Instead of the hollow quick release axle, we now have a good old fashioned solid steel one in there. Yeah. Zach is definitely out in the back garden at the moment. I keep seeing something white moving around, and there's nothing out there that is white moving around. There's no gulls out there, and there aren't any other white cats around the area. So that'll be that little dude. Oh, not so little. He was a big boy. Big chunky floofer. Actually, that's another one I could do. I could get a diamond painting of Zacky boy. Actually, that might be a good idea for a Christmas gift for next door, his owner. Well, the person who paid the food and vet bills, let's put it that way. I got the time with him and the fusses and the companionship, and they got to pay for it. Which is partly why I don't mind walking Pippa these days. Getting paid is always a bonus, though. Come on, rain. I can feel it wants to rain. My ankle is starting to ache. Come on, peeps. I could also get a custom diamond painting of a picture of latte and do that for Mary. There's another idea. There'll be lots of various shades of brown in that one. Especially as most of the pictures I've got of latte are on Mary's sofa, which is also brown. So it might just be a bit of a muddy mess, but we'll see. So I'll see how the one I've ordered of Floor Jansen turns out. Then I'll try ordering a custom one and see how that turns out. So I might have to create something AI. And what would be the me in an image? Now, if you could think of what kind of picture or poster would Sharpe have, it's probably going to be something like a busty goth girl in an old haunted church, isn't it? Let's be honest. Yeah, might have to do that. See what AI comes up with. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing with the new phone. It comes with Gemini in it. I've not used it yet, but we shall find out. See if it is actually of any use to me. Usually, if I want to know something, I just type the question into Google, and then I get an answer that way rather than going, "Hey Gemini, what is this?" and blah blah blah. Why is because that also requires voice recognition, and yeah, my accent doesn't go down very well for voice recognition programs. I have to remember to speak clearly and enunciate properly. Not speak clearly and enunciate properly. It's that whole bottle of water thing. No, bottle of water. Yeah. And yes, I know I'm hitting the drink hard. It's another day, like many this week, where I've forgotten to eat anything. I know it's a fairly usual thing on a Sunday for me to have not eaten. But in combination with a couple of bouts of my belly not playing ball, oh, pardon me, finally being brave enough to do that, and it being hot weather kills my appetite, and I just forget to eat. And then it gets to like 9, 10 o'clock at night, and I'm thinking, why do I feel weird? Oh yeah, I've not eaten anything today. Hence, was it Tuesday or Wednesday? I think it was Wednesday. Was it Tuesday? Yeah, no, it was Tuesday night. At 9:30, I was cooking sausages, have sausage sandwiches. Yeah. So fish-wise, no changes. Although now I've actually got both the cameras charged, I will film a fishy update at some point in a not too distant future. I'll have to go back and watch the last one just to see what's changed. There might be some things that have changed and gone back. So it's like, don't need to say anything about that. There's been no massive catastrophes like I've bought something and it died instantly. Um, but anyway, if nobody's got anything else to say, all three of you, who I suspect are lurky lurkers, um, I think I'm going to call it there because I do need to get something to eat. Um, it's been very quiet of late in the streams, I've noticed. But anyway, if you're still here, yeah, I'm going to call it and get something to eat because my stomach is rumbling. If you can't hear it, I'm surprised. So stay safe. Peace out. Have fun. Enjoy your hobbies. Stay safe. Rock on. And bye bye. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Back to work do 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 do. Back to work do 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 do. Back